So now let us look into the glimpses of Swami Vivekananda's lectures in Chennai. Swami Vivekananda opened his talk with the comparison of the Greek and Indian thought process. He said that, stimulated by the surroundings in which they lived, the Aryans of ancient India became introspective, and analysis of one's own mind became the great theme of their work. The Greek, on the other hand, surrounded by nature that is more beautiful than sublime, directed his mind outward to the study of external nature. Swami Vivekananda then enumerated that one of the chief causes of India's downfall is that we stop learning from other races. He said, "We cannot do without the world outside India. It is our foolishness that we thought we could, and we have paid the penalty by about 1,000 years of slavery." Swamiji then outlined the great task before the Indian nation. He thundered, "Up India, and conquer the whole world with spirituality." He wanted heroic souls, that is, sannyasis, to disseminate the life-giving principles of the Vedanta to the West. Swamiji then pointed out that uniqueness and harmony of Vedic thought. He then ended his lecture with the powerful words, "All power is within you. You can do anything and everything. Stand up and express the divinity within you." In the Victoria Hall, Swami Vivekananda delivered on the subject, "My Plan of Campaign." Swami Vivekananda spoke about the modern reformers and their radical approach in reforming the evils of the society. Swami Vivekananda thundered, "To the reformers I will point out that I am a great reformer than any one of them. They want to reform only bits and pieces. I want root and branch reform. Theirs is the method of destruction, mine is that of construction. I believe in reform. I believe in growth." Swami Vivekananda then highlighted the works of all great reformers of the past: Shankara, Ramanuja, Nanak, Chaitanya, Kabir, and Dadu. He pointed out that these ancient reformers never condemned. They said to the people that they were good, but they must be better. Swamiji then mentioned that religion and spirituality have been the keynote of national life in India. He remarked, "Before flooding India with socialistic and political ideas, first to deluge the land with spiritual ideas." Swamiji mentioned, "My plan is to start institutions in India to train our young men as preachers of the truth of our scriptures in India and outside India. Men, these are wanted. Everything else will be ready, but strong, vigorous, believing young men, sincere to the backbone, are wanted. 100 such and the world becomes revolutionized." Swamiji finished his talk by elucidating the true ideal of patriotism. He said that three things are necessary for great achievements. First, feel from the heart. Second, conceive practical solutions to the problems. And third, the will to surmount mountain high obstructions. On the evening of 11th February 1897, in the Victoria Hall, Swamiji delivered the famous lecture on the sages of India. Swami Vivekananda mentioned that Vedanta gives precedence to principles over personalities. He stated that the principles contained in the Vedas do not derive their authority from any personality, unlike the teachings of other religions. Vedanta, being based on universal principles, can alone be the universal religion. Swamiji then mentioned the need of a personal God. The Hindus, he said, have accepted the living gods, the sages and incarnations. He then talked about the great personages called rishis. He said, the definition of rishi is the mantra drashta, the seer of thought. Those who have gone beyond the senses and the limited consciousness and have come face to face with the spiritual truths are the rishis. Swamiji then talked about the great Indian incarnations in the past, Sri Rama and Sri Krishna. He then expounded the contributions of the Buddha, Shankara, Ramanuja and Chaitanya. Finally, he narrated about the wonderful incarnation of this modern age, Sri Ramakrishna. He mentioned that Sri Ramakrishna is the fulfillment of line of Indian sages and about the marvelous harmony Sri Ramakrishna embodied. On 12th February 1897, in the evening, Swami Vivekananda presided over the annual meeting of the Madras Chennapuri Annadana Samajam at Pasiyappa's Hall. He spoke few words on charity. Swami Vivekananda delivered another famous lecture on the subject Vedanta and its application to Indian life at Pasiyappa's Hall on the evening of February 13, 1897. Swami Vivekananda spoke about the all-inclusiveness of the Upanishads. He mentioned that these texts are not at all contradictory but wonderfully harmonious, one idea leading up to the other. He explained the principles of oneness and strength found in the Upanishads. He thundered, first of all, our young men must be strong. You will be nearer to heaven through football than through the study of the Gita. For you will understand the Gita better with your biceps, your muscles, a little stronger. He stated that the Upanishads should be preached to all. The idea that one is the immortal Atman should permeate every strata of the society. He remarked, if the fisherman thinks that he is the spirit, he will be a better fisherman. If the student thinks that he is the spirit, he will be a better student. He concluded, bring light to the poor and bring more light to the rich, for they require it more than the poor. Swami Vivekananda delivered another famous lecture at Harmston Circus Pavilion on the evening of February 14. He spoke on the subject on the future of India. Swamiji exhorted his countrymen to think about India's past. He said, out of the past is built the future. Look back, therefore, as far as you can. Drink deep of the eternal fountains that are behind, and after that, look forward, march forward, and make India brighter, greater, much higher than she ever was. He mentioned that the unification of religion is the first step in the building up of future India. He wanted dualists, the qualified monists, Shaivas, Vaishnavas, and others to give up their petty quarrels. Swamiji wanted spiritual ideas to be brought out in the language of the people, and at the same time, he intended to popularize Sanskrit among the masses. He said the dispute and conflict between castes must cease because they weaken the nation. Swami Vivekananda said that future of India depends entirely upon all its people working together with one will. He pointed out the defects in the current system of education and proposed man-making education. He remarked, we must have life-building, man-making, character-making assimilation of ideas.